Them shit to space. Aliens get a grave. Sevens not gonna live again. I make my link fast with the key right now. Pressy 16, body lay right now. Shot knock on your door, feet 4, 5, 5, 6, and 7. Always wanted us to be a winner. From small, me only power with the real sinners. The dog them about shot is me about real than us. Sevens not gonna live again. I couldn't. You don't know we keep it don't. Long time them woulda fight me down, so why them like me now? Me always pre for the top, not really like the ground. We got the keys for the lock, so yeah, we own it tongue. And all the G's will lock up my back, just hold it down. Me I try do right all when me not left it. Me hear all of them a pre-coming talkative. Bad bitch poolside, you know how bosses live. Spliff rap, champagne pop, molly in her head, yeah the G's done up. 6 outside, I got we guns up. West Bank link, so you know the funds up. Tired and get the words, so we must function. Me always wanted us to be a winner. From small, me only power with real sinners. The dog them bust shot, show me about real dinner. Them see me dark, badness when me believe in her. Run your hair right for shot, just so leaving her. PLR clip longer than my sleeve in her. Shot boss lick off, fake your hair right for her. You shoulda know we evil and we mean in her. Missed it from them boy dust, but I know say we no mess. Rifle shot to the face, 6 and say show grave. The fuck wrong with the air? Cup off, send them shit to space. Aliens get a grave, sevens not gonna live again. We ain't not see no more 7. Me know them not evil, so we show heaven. We fully long time like in a no rebel. And man dark in my brain like a real devil. They make me link fast with the key right now. Want to press the 16, body lay right down. Shot knock on your door, feet 4, 5, 4. Catch them when them lime and I drink. Me always wanted us to be a winner. From small, me only power with real sinners. The dog them bust shot, show me about real dinner. Them see me dark, badness when me believe in her. Run your hair right for shot, just so leaving her. PLR clip longer than my sleeve in her. Shot boss lick off, a gal weaving her. You shoulda know we evil and we mean in her. Missed it from them boy dust, but I know say we no mess. Rifle shot to the face, 6 and say show grave. The fuck wrong with the air? Cup off, send them straight to space. Aliens get a grave, sevens not gonna live again. I make my link fast with the key right now. Body lay right down. Shot knock on your door, feet 4, 5, 5, 6 and 7. Always wanted us to be a winner. From small, me only power with the real sinners. The dog them about shot is me about real than us. Real sevens not gonna live again. I couldn't. You don't know we keep it don't. Long time them woulda fight me down, so why them like me now? Me always pre for the top, not really like the ground. We got the keys for the lock, so yeah, we own it tongue. And all the G's will lock up my back, just hold it down. Me I try do right all when me not left it. Me hear all of them a pre-coming talkative. Bad bitch poolside, you know how bosses live. Spliff rap, champagne pop, molly in her head, yeah the G's done up. 6 outside, I got we guns up. West Bank link, so you know the funds up. Tired and get the words, so we must function. Me always wanted us to be a winner. From small, me only power with real sinners. The dog them bust shot, show me about real dinner. Them see me dark, badness when me believe in her. Run your hair right for shot, just so leaving her. PLR clip longer than my sleeve in her. Shot boss lick off, a gal weaving her. You shoulda know we evil and we mean in her. Missed it from them boy dust, but I know say we no mess. Rifle shot to the face, 6 and say show grave. The fuck wrong with the air? Cup off, send them straight to space. Aliens get a grave, sevens not gonna live again. swear now, see no more 7. Me know them not evil, so it's sure heaven. We fully long time like in a no rebel. And man darken on my brain like a real devil. They make me link fats with the K right now. Want to press the 16, body lay right down. Shot knock on your door, 4, 5 4. Catch them when them lime and I drink. Me always wanted was to be a winner. From small me only power with real sinners. The dog them.
Hello everybody, I hope you can hear me well. I hope the audio is good. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Let me check the chat. Show some alpha. There's gonna be alpha in the live stream, that's for sure. So first of all, can everybody confirm if the audio is good and you can hear me, so we can get started. Today the topic which I will cover myself is gonna be Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's what we're gonna start with, and then we're gonna move into Euro, DXY and the stock market as well, because as we know guys, the primary driver right now of the market is the stock market, and whatever happens there with the dollar as well, Bitcoin is gonna follow. So we have to discuss if this has been the bottom or not, so that's what we're gonna talk about today. So I'm gonna get straight into it. The audio is good. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about this drop, right? And to make a bit of a summary from over here. So so the first thing which I'm gonna discuss is actually this move up. Let me just open up my chat. So by the way, if everybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I haven't done any live stream in a long time, so it's been a while. So this move up here, right? Let me open up, just give me a second. So this fake move up on Monday. So there we go, that's validate. So let me discuss this move up on Monday, right? So usually if you have been trading Bitcoin for a while, you know pretty much the weekly cycles, right? So pretty much on Monday you get some kind of a fake move, and then Tuesday and Wednesday you're gonna have either a sell-off, most of the times either a sell-off or some kind of move up, and then on Thursday most likely it's gonna be reversed. I don't know if this is happening right now, but there's good probabilities based on statistics. I'm gonna get in depth about the current move and what's my opinion about the market right now. But this move up on Monday, right? So pretty much you see this huge increase in the open interest, right? And you get this kind of a breakout and everybody's going long. But if you just look back and you observe the lows, pretty much you get a lot of equal lows, right? You get this low, which this low is not sweeping this one here. You get these three, which are not being swept over here. And this one, which is not sweeping this one. So what I suggest, whatever you're trading, doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything else, if you want to see like a good breakout, you need to be taking liquidity before that, you know, not just like people that are just observing market structure but are not paying attention to liquidity concepts. To get a good breakout, you need to take some liquidity from the other side of the market, which basically here didn't happen prior to the breakout. And then you get this breakout with the open interest, right? You know, usually for a breakout to be legit, you need to see, yes, increase in the open interest, but keep in mind that whatever I just explained about sweeping lows is just a tip, right? So yes, it is a legit breakout when you see such an increase in the open interest, and then I believe there was like volume spikes as well. Also, if you observe the funding before that, so pretty much here most of the people were like a bit bearish or like neutral, and then before seeing that breakout you see a lot of people going long. Like pretty much you can see the funding, which comes back to pretty much normal from being negative or neutral. And pretty much by looking at the open interest and observing this and the volume as well, you get this type of a move, and then you come back into the range. And when this happens, you have all the evidence that people that were long there are trapped pretty much. So this gets me back to these lows, right? So you can see pretty much that move down was what? To sweep these lows. So pretty much if you look at dates, we're talking about 5th of May, which I believe is Sunday. Yeah, Sunday low. So yeah, you do sweep that low, then you get kind of a mini range forming in here, which me and myself, I traded pretty well. I had a long from over here, which got pretty much 60% of it closed up here. We had a next session point control then. I'm gonna pull up my exit chart so I can go into details with what I want to show you guys, the exact rejection. And then we kind of, you know, break these lows and kind of form a bearish market structure. And then we shift down again, and pretty much this low here, in my opinion, it is a good low. The current low, it is a good low, and that's a fact. And pretty much on this move down, primarily it was like longs closing. You didn't get a lot of shorts opening. So if exit chart loads, I will show you guys exactly what I mean by that. Also, if you have any questions, ask me in the chat. I'm gonna make my best to answer any question that comes up. So this move down, the first move down, I can show you right now before waiting for exit desktop to load. I can show you in the web version what I mean. And these things, they do work to the dollar, guys, and a lot of people are not paying attention to these things, which in my opinion is wrong, because you need to be paying attention to things that do work. And I'm talking about things that work to the exact dollar, which are extremely accurate. So coming back to the rejection, which I wanted to show you. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about right here, I believe so. Yeah, so over here I'm talking about this place in the chat. Sorry for the delay, guys, just love things running on. So yeah, I'm talking about this rejection here from 7th of May during New York session. So what we observed then, so pretty much you come down, you tap the Asia next session point control, then over here we were forming bullish divergences, and all this has been messaged in the Discord, and then we had that move up during New York session, and New York session pretty much tapped the London next session point control, which came at 64,231, and then this next session point control was coming at about 62,720, and you pretty much dipped about $30 below that. But yeah, the session point controls, they're extremely accurate thing, and a lot of people are not utilizing them. So coming back to my thought about the current low, is this the low or not? That's what we want to know, right? Is this what we want to know? Is it this the low? Are we gonna go lower? So zooming out, so yesterday's first move down, this is the TPO chart, by the way. I want you to pay attention to the letter W right here. I want you to look at these single prints, which come at about 60,800. What is this low? 60,750. Yesterday's low. Then we had the bounce. Bounce to where? Pretty much here you had single prints as well. Okay, you can see the letter Q. Here it's not textured, but you did have them basing on the next session point control. You can clearly see it here. And then you had that move down. Move down to where? 60,450. Coming back here, where do these single prints start? 60,450. So this is no coincidence, guys. About the current low, if we observe the daily TPO chart, it is a good low. Okay, you do have a buying tail. Pretty much Asia and London high, they're not being swept. Also, you do have an 80% probability setup that most of the times it happens during New York session, and the 80% setup is basically if you have a daily open outside of the previous day value area, which you do have, you have 80% probability of rotating up to the previous day value area high. So this is in play right now as we speak, and also you have reclaimed view up as well. So let me show you quickly. So this is the footprint chart. Okay. So on the move down, if you look at the net longs, they got flushed very well. Net shorts not really increasing pretty much throughout this whole move. As I told you, you didn't have a lot like net shorts increasing besides of, you know, pretty much before this move down. But yeah, the most of the move is being fueled by longs closing, okay, not net shorts coming in. So pretty much people are folding their positions. This is a good low right now. We have also tested the monthly open as well, besides the single prints. A lot of people are waiting for this 60k area, so keep that in mind. Dre Lanț. By the way, your name sounds Romanian. I don't know if you're from Romania, but I hope I don't know. You're gonna tell me right now if you're from Romania or not. Maybe I'm mistaken. But yeah, I did have a couple of setups this week, and I did have a short from the Asia highs, which I pretty much closed down here after we got that move down. I did not enter into a long position because I want to be more patient. So even if we continue high, you're still gonna get some kind of a retest. I'm not gonna get into the top of this move. Maybe it's not the top of the small time frame move. Okay, maybe you just continue blowing up higher. I don't know, but we're gonna see how this plays out. Anyway, I'm Bulgarian, bro. Perfecto, super, evo. But yeah, pretty much you did came into this fair value gap. If you take a look at the 50%, okay, let's look at the 50. You pretty much defended that. So as I said about the weekly cycles, Monday fake move, Tuesday sell off, Wednesday sell off, Thursday reversal. Is this the low or not? I really don't know. We can speculate it being the low. Because as I said, a lot of people talking about this region down here, you know, 60k area. But in my opinion, you really don't have a reason to come any lower right now. This monthly here, I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna hide it. I'm not gonna delete it because I want to pay attention to it later on. We have a golden pocket in. Fucking hell. 60. Yeah, you do have. Yes, of course. So the closest one is this one here. Okay. So yes, we can say it's being defended right now. And also, you do have one lower, but as I said, you don't have to come down lower, right? I mean, you can, but you don't have to. Reclaim previous day high would be a sign of trend from the bulls until that local bias keep control, in my opinion. What's my take on that? In my opinion, bears were never in control throughout this move. They weren't in control in my opinion, because, as I said, this move down has been fueled by longs closing. And yes, we did have like small bounces which were getting sold off by bears. I do not neglect this. But yeah. Can you explain the next session point of controls? I do have a whole video about the next session point of controls. Pretty much you divide the day by 4, not only 3 but 4. So you have a close session, you have Asia, you have London, and you have New York, and pretty much, even if we look at, let's say, this one right here, this is the footprint combined with the next session. It's very powerful, it's very accurate. I have a video on my channel. If you just go into the channel and you search for next session point of control, I do explain it there, so you can check that as well. I recommend it, my friends. You're gonna increase your edge definitely if you start using these things. As you see, they've been very powerful, especially with this rejection here, with this bounce down here. So you definitely can use that for sure. But yeah, let me come back here into the order flow. Pretty much you're above VWAP. We can look for some kind of a test of the daily open, and also on the higher term time frame. If you look at on the 1 hour time frame, you have a massive bullish divergence. Okay, if you look at these lows and down here, you have a discrepancy of about 30, about 40 million. You have a 40 million discrepancy, which is quite huge, right? And also if you just think about it. A lot of people are waiting for lower, so it does make sense this to be the low. I'm not in a long yet, but I'm gonna definitely look for one. Let's see where we can enter for a long position. So, to be honest with you, the sign of trend, which definitely is a sign of trend, would be reclaim the previous day open, because on the daily chart, you know, if you just take a look at the daily and nothing else, just like a plain chart, if you reclaim previous day open, you're gonna have a bullish engulfing candle, you're gonna be sweeping out that low, you're gonna be feeling this imbalance, and you don't have a reason not to come higher. And also I want you guys to pay attention to something. The first thing is these highs which are not being swept, also these highs right here. So if you take a look on the 4-hour time frame, you do have these equal highs, you have highs, I'm talking about daily highs which are not being taken out. So this is a tip as well from the liquidity concept which I explained before this massive breakout, right? So yes, at the moment we are in fact in a downtrend. Yes, on the 30 minute, in fact it is a bearish market structure. Yes, we did have a bounce, but the market structure is still bearish. So it is best to be patient right now. You know, everybody's trying to to get into the bottom, but most of the times they do miss. I'm talking about people thought that this range here was the bottom, this was the bottom, and they get just sweep. So in my opinion, it's best if you're just being patient and wait for a good reversal setup. You know, this is the best, this is my best advice. So what does that mean? What would be a reversal setup? If you've taken that liquidity, pretty much to be honest, if you move below this low, most likely you're gonna come down into the 60k area, you know. So if you're looking for a setup, what could be the setup? Let's take a look at the daily VWAP. We're above it. If we check something else as well, the daily low has been left during London session, which I really don't like that much, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Usually I don't like to have a pivotal high or pivotal low during London session. Primarily, most of the times it's gonna happen during New York session. So this also kind of decreases the probabilities that that's the low, but it is what it is. Anybody got any questions about Bitcoin which they want to ask? Because right now we're above VWAP. Yes, we're gonna test VWAP, and we're gonna see how it goes from there. In my opinion, it does make sense to look for a long around that area. You know, have the stop loss below this one, and just target a reversal. You know, potentially start taking out this liquidity and just going up to this next session point control. So it does make sense for me to take a setup like this. For me, this is a corrective wave. Go on pocket plus val, put EMA in this zone, good place to take profits on shorts and a temporary rebound. Yeah, in my opinion as well, it is a good zone. Like if we zoom out on, let's say, the 4-hour time frame, okay, pretty much this low here is not the best low as well. In confluence that it's being put on the 1st of the month, which is not the ideal scenario, right? But if we observe the range and if we take a look at the value area low, you really want to see that value area low reclaimed, to be honest with you, before you talk about this being the low. Yes, it do have the probabilities of being the low, but not the best, if you know what I'm saying. But if we simply divide big range and like a smaller range down here, okay, so look at this, you have the value area low right now. So what is it gonna be? I don't know, but by the daily close, we're definitely gonna have a good idea of what it is. And if this is the low, we're definitely gonna see it by the end of the day. You know, we have to see how the daily candle closes. But ultimately, if we think about it, the sentiment of the market is like super negative right now. You have a lot of bears coming on, you know, bulls capitulating on their positions, and in my opinion, this panic which happened down here was like perfect. You know, for me, this here in terms of market sentiment, it does make sense to bid low. In terms of technical analysis, this is not the best low in my opinion. But we gotta play the probabilities, right? So right now the price is $61,379, and we gotta take it from here. You know, there's nothing you can do, you know, besides being in the present moment and just playing whatever cards you dealt with, right? Right now you can't wish that price was down here because it's up here. So it's the same as people talking about, let's say 20, 30, 38k when price is 61, guys, you know. But yeah, coming into the current moment, you did have some longs pushing out of the view up. But overall I want to see the view up tested and to see how it reacts, you know. Is this the low and you don't get the view up test and just continue up there? I don't know, but it's best if you wait for some kind of a market structure change. As I said, you can enter right now, have the stop loss below here and just target like a weekly reversal with super high risk reward. It is gonna be a good trade, because what is a good trade? Let's talk about that. So a good trade is you have a good risk management and you have a good risk reward. That's it. That's a good trade. And if you think about it, if you do this move, you know, if you get into this trade, even right now, you're gonna have like a massive risk reward. You know, you're talking about 1 to 5, which is good, you know. So you can take it right now. I wouldn't do it, to be honest with you. I'm gonna wait to see how New York reacts to whatever date is coming in. I'm gonna be patient with my entry. But let's focus about the DXY. So dollar index, very nice reversal in my opinion. This is the weekly high on the DXY. We're gonna see probably coming into this golden pocket, which if it happens, it's gonna give a briefer room for pretty much ES and Nasdaq and Bitcoin as well, because whenever, you know, DXY starts impulsing higher, we see Bitcoin struggling. And if we look at, let me just show you quickly on the DXY, a bit of a breakup. So so here, that's the way I analyze the DXY. A lot of people talking about FFGs, imbalances, DRL, DRL. I don't fucking know any of these things. I'm just good at trading ranges and spotting reversals. That's my biggest strength. And to be honest with you, the way I view it is very simple. Range high, range low. SFP range high, come back in. SFP range low, come back in. Have a partial rise, sign of weakness, deviation. Okay, and when you trade ranges, you pretty much know when you have a deviation from one side, you're gonna have the same thing from the other side. Deviation, deviation. Where did we end up to? Deviation pocket. Deviation pocket settings, these are the settings. Whoever wants to use them, feel free to do so. Okay, so these are the settings for the deviation pocket. You could pretty much spot deviations from ranges using these settings. So as I said, deviation at the highs, you come back in, what do you test? You test the range low, and you come back, have that move up, you change the market structure, then you come into this demand zone, you move up. Where did you end the move up? At the weekly level up here at 106.58, and then you change the market structure, right? So pretty much you do have this consolidation. You try to break up, but it's a failed one, which is a major sign of weakness. And you come back in, you do change totally this market structure, and then you test the golden pocket, and you most likely are gonna make new low on the DXY, which is gonna give a big briefer on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm gonna jump into Ethereum in just a second as well, so we can talk about that. But about the DXY, on the euro, pretty much you have these equal highs, so I don't see a reason why the euro doesn't take out the Monday high, in my opinion. I've been waiting for the trade for a while. Let me just show you quickly. So this on the Discord, I waited for this area, the daily at 107.2, which got perfectly hit, by the way, 107.2, and then you just form that reversal. So in my opinion, the euro is gonna continue higher, the DXY is gonna go lower, which is gonna give a breather to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm saying it again, so there is no misconception. Let's talk about Ethereum as well, by the way. So if you look at the daily time frame, actually let's move into the 6 hour, so it can be a bit more simple. So the way I view it, here you have a bigger range and you're forming some kind of a massive bullish flag, to be honest with you, and it's kind of contracting between the monthly at 3282 and pretty much the speed fan from the October low, which is kind of a trend line as well. So it is in a good angle. For those that use speed fans, you guys know what I'm talking about. So right now you have tapped the weekly naked point of control and also the value low of this mini range. Also, if you take a look at the golden pocket as well, it's coming at that level too. So in my opinion, if Ethereum does not defend the golden pocket and the value low and we just break to the downside, you're gonna come down into 2640, 270. So in this box down here, you know, in my opinion, as I said, the panic at 59 at Ethereum sub 3k was pretty good in terms of market sentiment. That's my opinion, which I'm being very open about. And to be honest with you, even in terms of a correction, it is a good correction, by the way. You know, pretty much if we're in that bull market which we talk about, you know, 29% correction is fairly good, to be honest with you. So I know a lot of people are waiting for down here, which I don't know will it actually happen. I really don't know. But currently price is at 29.80 and it is at support. You know, I had a friend of mine, he was saying a good support is not a good support unless it's tested. So is this the test and we're gonna see higher? I don't know, but right now it is defending it. You know, it is, you know, that's the current fact which we're facing. So I cannot neglect this right now because as we see, it's being defended. So yeah, if you're looking to get into a swing for Ethereum, you have two options. So in my opinion, option number one would be enter right here, and you can use this low here for stop loss, and then for take profits and pretty much as a swing, you're gonna look, first of all, I suggest you use the point control of the upper range. So yeah, this is coming around here, which maybe is a golden pocket as well. Let's take a look. Nah, it's a bit before the golden pocket, but anyway, it's a high volume node, it's point control. You're gonna have some kind of a supplier or pullback from that area, so it makes sense to take profit one over here, and you can use take profit two at 38.86 in my opinion. So do I want to take this trade? I'm thinking about it. Do I want to take the Ethereum swing? Well, let me take a look at the stock market and then we're gonna continue with Ethereum. There's enough time. I see a lot of people rushing and, you know, trying to rush into different trades, but it never ages well. I was looking for this short on SPX at the morning, on ES, to be honest. I was looking at it, I didn't take it, and primarily I'm not gonna take it right now. Why? Because the DXY has shown its weakness, and most likely just ES is gonna continue higher, and it's kind of rotating between these two values. You know, it's just in a range. When you have such a choppy range, I suggest you use the volume profile because it's gonna give you the exact vals and VAX. Yes, you're gonna have deviations, but once you come back in, it's pretty straightforward. So You have a monthly naked point of control from April at 52.50, which is my primary target for ES. And down here you have a bunch of naked point controls. I don't know if they will get swept or not, but if we take a look at the daily time frame, okay, it is never a good idea to be bearish on ES, first of all, for people that are bearish on stock market. And at the moment, the daily it looks like bottomed, you know. And even if we speak about some kind of impulse waves, we can talk about this being wave 1, wave 2, and currently Euro being in wave 3. If this correction was over and you're starting some kind of a new impulses. Indices are waiting for CPI data. Volatility this week is range. That's what I say as well. When you have a range, you trade the range until it breaks, you know. But overall, range, break, test at the high, move up, form another range. So you're bullish on the stock market on ES. In terms of the market structure and anything, you're being bullish on ES. Pretty much always you have to be a bull on ES. As I showed you the history, it doesn't age as well. You know, if we just take a look at the history on ES, it's just like up only. You know, yes, you do have like a bear market like this, which lasts about 1 year, but it happens once in a while, right? So if we take a look at previous bear market, so 2007, 2009, yes, you did have a 2 year, but prior to that you had a run of 6 years. You know, even right here you had a bear for 2, you know. So it's pretty much never a good idea to be bearish on ES or Nasdaq. And overall, yes, you did have a shift in the market structure as well, so I'm not gonna neglect that fact as well. But anybody wants to make a request or talk about or want to ask something, anybody that has any question, I can always answer. Just ask me in the chat and we're gonna speak about it. For those that ask me about my current positions, I have only this long on Euro and I'm just waiting for the Monday high. I'm not interested in anything else right now. I mean, I am interested, but I'm not taking anything right now. I'm just waiting for data to come in. I believe this is gonna be the best decision that anyone can make. There you get that drop into the daily open. So yeah, previous week EQ, monthly open, previous day low. We gotta see where is the golden pocket is coming. Run down here at the previous day low. In my opinion, if this is the bottom, you know, entering around here is gonna be a good decision in my opinion. You know, at least maybe for a sweep of these highs coming into the previous day open, you know, at the very least. We gotta see what happens. I'm gonna monitor the order flow with you, and if there is a trade which I wanna take, I'll take it with you guys. Even right now you see a lot of sellers coming into the market, increasing the open interest, which primarily is a bearish sign. Net shorts increasing. However, if they get trapped, maybe they can be used as a fuel for price to move up higher. We gotta see how it plays out. You just gotta be patient in situations like this. Anytime you want to catch a reversal, you really want to be patient with whatever you're doing. because as I told you, everybody was trying to catch the bottom here and up here. It didn't age well, you know. It's best to be patient, and whatever you're doing, have a calculated risk. There's nothing wrong with trying to catch a bottom or reversal because you got a huge risk reward, but most of the times it just doesn't. You know, people don't pay attention to the risk reward, and that's why they end up in a loss. Pretty much since the open of New York, well, 4:30, you just been dropping down. And you know, the past couple of days, anytime that you get a move up prior to New York, it gets faded. So an example, yesterday. Okay, so yesterday moved down before New York opens 14:30, ring bell, SFP move up, and it got faded as well. We had some kind of a dead cat bounce and it moved down. But you know, the past couple of days, any move up prior to New York has been, you know, just faded. So right now you get volume spikes, you get delta spikes. Net short should be, yeah, they're increasing. You know, pretty much everybody that went long up here is getting trapped. So until I see some kind of a open interest flush, I'm not interested in opening a long, to put it that way. I want to see flush in the open interest. I want to see these longs getting stopped out. Yeah, they're getting stopped out right now. Not sure, it's kind of increasing. They can be trapped. Maybe we're into the golden pocket. Yeah, we are. So open interest still not flushing, by the way. You had a small flush, but then it recovered. I'm not taking the long. I'm not taking it right now. I'm gonna be more patient. Let's take a look at Binance. What is Binance doing? Pretty much similar old flow, not much of a difference. But you do have over there on Binance, you have the open interest flush. What I'm interested right now, if we do reclaim that view up, it's gonna be nice, but you see, just this open interest increase is not good in my opinion. For bulls, of course. We gotta see how this candle closes. And I'm also still considering that Ethereum swing. But what I want to see on Ethereum, to be honest, I want to see some kind of a momentum shift. What I mean by momentum shift, I'll just show quickly. So the way I determine momentum is very simple. I use the 52 and the 26. Okay, 55 by template, but I do prefer the 52, to be honest. 52 and 26 is best to determine the momentum. So pretty much whenever they flip, you have momentum to the upside. Whenever they're not flipping, you have momentum to the downside. In terms of statistics, pretty much if we come back here, as you see, they flip, you have momentum. Here they do move down, you flip the momentum to bearish until they flip into bullish, and then you have the momentum up. So they have good stats. But yeah, at the moment the momentum is bearish, so I'm just gonna stay on the side for now. we do have a daily up here. I don't know if I should book profit on that trade or not, but I really do want to see these Monday highs taken out. As you guys see, we flush into the golden pocket, but I'm not still taking that trade. I'm gonna be more patient. We still see this increase in the open interest, so I'm not taking it right now. Does anyone has any request with charts which they want me to look at? If you want me to look at any chart, just ask me in the comments. What do you think, guys? Have Bitcoin bottomed, or we're gonna continue down lower to 60k? Yes, you do have like a small bounce. I have taken the long. I have taken it. Let's see how it ends up. Just use small risk. Believe BTC retest 59.5, BTC weekly. Yes, it does look disgusting, but the weekly close is coming at 3 days, so there is time until the weekly finishes. I'm waiting for 60k for TP1. I have a short since 63. To be honest with you, I did have early in the morning. I was able to call a short from here at 61.7, and it's pretty much collapsed right now. I think a lot of people are waiting for lower, and I explained my current thoughts and the way we bounced and why do I think this is a good probability for it to be a low, but we're gonna see how it plays out, you know. This can run up to there. But yeah, about Ethereum, I still want to see this momentum kind of shift to the upside. There's gonna be better probabilities for Ethereum, but I just want to be, I don't want to expose my risk too much, to be honest with you. If I have taken the Bitcoin long and I take the Ethereum long, why do I need to take like 5 long positions? No need. Because if this is not the bottom, then this is not the bottom for Ethereum as well. I'm just gonna get stopped. So I have taken only this one on Bitcoin. I'm just being patient right now and see how it plays out. And as I said, New York session high, London session high, Asia session high, these can be swept, you know. I need to watch your videos. I didn't understand all that funky stuff. Well, it's pretty much simple, and it's kind of a old school theory for markets. you know, I don't use indicators unless that's the things that you see right now. I'm talking about, let's say, news or initial bounce or volume sessions or like view up. I don't use RSI or anything like this. You know, for me it's way too lagging. So I do prefer if I keep it the old school way. Which indicators do you use to view sessions? So volume sessions, this is the one that I use. So I believe it is public and you can use it yourself as well. But yeah, I do have like the Tokyo, Thailand, London, New York mini, Sydney as well. But yeah, this is the best indicator for sessions in my opinion. Okay, thanks. We're having a nice bounce right now. Let's look at the order flow and see what's happening. Pretty much these shorts that try to ape down here are about to be stopped, and if they get stopped, we're gonna continue higher. View up is key right now because we can be just like backtesting the view up and continue lower. I don't know if this is the test and we're gonna continue lower, but the only way to find out is if you remain in that trade. So my best advice is just be patient and just wait for candle closes if you took this long with me. I can't find that volume session indicator. There should be. Personal favorites, maybe it's personal. No, it's not part of the community. Anyway, if you jump into my Discord, which by the way the link is in the bio, I'm gonna share the code in there. Yeah, it's shared in the Discord, mate. If you want to jump in, feel free to do so. You're gonna find it in there. Legend, I'm in your Discord. Welcome then. Welcome to the Discord, mate. If anyone is hearing like a background noise, I'm just taking profit on some of my euro long, like small profit. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes. Also keep in mind that we do have the CME open, and by the way, a lot of people are confusing CME and New York. A little tip from me: CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME has more volume than New York. So the simple way to explain it: CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, so they do trade commodities, just like beans or oil, gold, etc. And on New York, primarily you trade stocks. So that's why, let's say when I do trade, let's say ES for an example. Okay, so the way I trade ES is very simple. I like to look at the initial bounce after after the CME has opened, you know. And I'm gonna make explanation about that strategy as well, but the way I trade ES is pretty much always after CME opens. But yeah, does anyone want me to look at a specific altcoin or any other request which may help you with anything in trading or in general? I'm open to answering any request that comes up. Thoughts on Velo? I saw a lot of people talking about Velo on Twitter, by the way. I never looked at it. That's why everybody was talking about it on Twitter. To be honest with you, it's not a good idea to buy here, mate. You know, yes, you do have this chart where it's like $2 and you're sitting at 2 cents. But you have missed the moment, you know. People that have been accumulating in less than 1 cent and currently they're being up about 1,200% are just selling, you know. I wouldn't buy Velo here. Maybe there is something going on with the market cap. Let me take a look. Because sometimes you get these coins where they just have like a market cap high which is not the same as price because they issue a lot of tokens. So let's take a look at Velo. And also things that come from previous bull runs, most of the times they don't age well. So let's take a look at the market cap. There you go. Market cap is at all-time high. While the token hasn't. So you can see pretty much the same thing that I just explained. So if you're buying Velo, you're buying it at all-time high, you know. And most people, they're not gonna look at this, they're just gonna look at this chart and be like, oh, 2021 we were $2 and now we are exploding after the no, bro, look at the market cap, that's more important. FTM and VRA. So let me take a look at VRA. Something from previous bull run. Okay, just see something. Okay. Let's see if we do have the same story here. Veracity. So this is your range on Veracity. If you just take a look at market cap, right? So you do have like a range high, or maybe you can use this one here, 140, and then you do have like a range low at about 50. No, not 50. 23, 30, 54. But you know, usually if you want to buy anything for the long term, or like to buy and then to expect to sell it in the future for profit, buy something that doesn't have like a previous bull run. You know, don't look at things that have previous run and expect them to do the same. The primary reason for that is because you have developers which are already rich, so they're not working as good as they should. You have a lot of people from the previous run which want to go out and break even as much as they could. You have people, you know, primarily just like backholding, they're adding to the supply whenever this shit pumps. So with VRA it's like the same situation, right? So you get like pump which is unsustainable, which is like pump, dump, sideways, and then you get into a dead phase. Small pump, sideways, dead phase, pump, maybe you're gonna get like a most likely a continuation lower, to be honest with you. Maybe you're gonna come down at 0.03, but it's just my personal opinion. I don't follow this coin. If you want to get rich with altcoin, buy something new. If you're into that and you bought previously, the best thing you can do is just wait, like already, let's say if you bought even 50% on the move, you're already 50% down. So the best thing you can do is hope for the best and just wait for Bitcoin dominance to dump, or Ethereum Bitcoin to start moving up, and something like this. Something like this is your best thing if you bought like at some higher valuation. It's not best to sell right here because it can just like pump up. It's not best to buy here because it can come and take these lows, you know. Of course, if you have an validation and plan, just go for it, but in my opinion, it's not the wisest thing to do, especially on a dead coin. And what I call by dead coin, this is what a dead coin means. You know, you have a previous run, everybody's been rich and left. About FTM, I did have a signal of buying FTM at 35 cents on my email list for free. Didn't charge anybody nothing. At 120 I posted in the Discord public selling, and it aged well. You know, currently we're at 67 cents. And FTM, if we look at my primary chart, come on. Okay, there you go. So pretty much on FTM, that's the way I explain it. You have an accumulation phase. FTM is much better than VRA in terms of a chart. You have an accumulation, you break out of the accumulation, and you did have a test of the high volume node here, then you get rejected, move down, back test the val, move into this daily level, sweep this low right here, and you're above the yearly open. And in my opinion, anything that is above yearly open is gonna continue its run. If it's dipped below the yearly open, it's just gonna continue lower. So yeah, right now FTM is giving me like, you know, A, B, C sideways for wave 1, and then have like wave 3 where it's gonna go higher. That's my opinion about FTM. I do have a long, and whatever I bought at whatever I sold at 120, I have re-bought at 65 cents in my Discord. So in my opinion, FTM is gonna have another move up. That's my personal opinion. I'm gonna place one alert up here, another one here. But yeah, anyone wants to ask me anything else about altcoins? I can speak on altcoins a lot, and you know, I monitor tons of altcoins. By the way, if you take a look at the total 3, they all look good, you know, so there is no reason why not to be like a buyer on any altcoins. You know, there's a lot of potential at new coins such as, let's say, Brett is a great meme coin in my opinion. See a lot of people going out with a lot of stuff. Let's go Vanry. So this has like a previous history. Maybe on KuCoin. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's same as Binance. Most likely just the golden pocket, mate. If you take a look at the weekly low up here. To be honest, it does look bottom, but it's important for this thing to stay above this box. If it moves down below, you know, 12 cents, it's not gonna look good, but at the moment it is looking good. You know, you're testing the previous week open, which as we know I use as SR flip, and it works most of the time, so it does look primed to have another move up, in my opinion, especially with whatever is happening with the market right now. There we go. That long is looking good. I got a question about Ondo. Condo. No Ondo, no Condo, brother. That's what they told me. If you don't have Ondo, you're not gonna buy Condo. Fucking hell. But it's sideways. It's like sideways. But most likely it's gonna continue hard. Why? Because you have like impulse, range, impulse, pullback, impulse, range. But if everything continues hard, most likely Ondo is gonna continue hard as well. It's a new coin, it has its story. It's a real world asset. It has like a narrative going on with it, so it's alright. Talk about Jasmine, that thing from previous. I know a trader which used to trade Jasmine like very well. Same story like on the brother, like sideways. No opinion. You're just in a range. You just trade the vow to vacant point of control. That's it. This deviation here is good. You're kind of backtesting the golden pocket, almost there, but you're into this imbalance here. I'm talking about just like first look at that. I just don't trade them that much. So about just me on spot, I have the same opinion. Like something has like a previous run, you really don't want to get involved into it. For the Bitcoin long, I would like to sweep these highs here, 61.7, 61.7, or like just go for that next session point control. Mina, that thing from previous video. You know what? With Mina, I got involved into the pre-sale, and that time I got my tokens, I was already down with Mina, the lightest blockchain. I know that I was buying this one on pre-sale at, I think it was, let me see. I think it got listed first on Binance, I believe. Yeah, there you get the full story. So I got my coins on Mina at, I really don't remember, but I do know, in fact, when they came to me, I got them from, I think, CoinList, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it was CoinList. So by the time I got my tokens, I was down on my position. So be careful with these ICOs that you get involved, but it has a previous run. As I said, you have like rich developers and, you know, people that left back holding, so they want to go out on break even. As I said, anything that is above the yearly open, which this thing is not clearly, whatever is, you know, above the yearly open is gonna look good. But here's my take on Mina. Like, you have an upper range and here you have a lower range. So if you take a look at the point of control as an example, let's not extend this, but yeah, you did test this point of control. So you really want to see Minas reclaiming this range, and you have an option. You can either get into a long here with a validation down here and you can target like new yearly highs, or you can like wait and then just wait some kind of a market structure to have an invalidation or whatever. But it is looking alright, but on the long term I don't think it will perform that good. Same thing applies for Arbitrum. If you take a look at ARB, yearly open is, it's gone. It literally is gone. Like Arbitrum, you know, Arbitrum has great technology. Even in terms of a network, they're really good, but I wouldn't trade this, to be honest. I would just stay away, because there is better opportunities, in my personal opinion. Like, let me give an example. Blur. Okay, Blur is a good example. So you have a clear range, you have the Valera high, you have the Valera low here. You cannot defend that golden pocket. You're above that weekly level. You have a good invalidation. So I do have a position on Blur, which is running right now. Let's talk about what else did I like. Yeah, OP is looking great as well. Yes, of course, we're below that yearly open. As I said, I don't like it to be below the yearly open, but the same thing as the deviation pockets, which I explained. Like, here you have that upper deviation pocket and the lower one, it get defended. You change the market structure here. So if optimism reclaims that 2.90 $3 region, which it got rejected up here, if it does something like this, I'm gonna add to my long. I have a long from 215, so it's alright. But yeah, optimism is pretty much similar story where well, not a similar story, but here we have like a massive sideways range. You know, so it's a bit more easier to trade. Okay. I call that weak. I'm gonna close too early. But yeah, there's a lot of better opportunities. Let's talk about WIF. WIF, it is a meme coin, but it, you know, all these meme coins, they're performing amazing. You know, what I noticed, people want AI and meme coins. Let's talk about RNDR. So I had this long on RNDR from here. It, you know, the yearly open, the theory which I'm talking about, if it's above yearly open, it's gonna continue outperforming. You know, yearly open on RNDR is way down here at $4 or $5. it never really reaches that. This altcoin just doesn't think about it. So RNDR is gonna continue with the strength, AVAX, same thing, you have a yearly open is here, you're below that, so maybe until even the end of the year it's just gonna go like sideways, who knows. But you're at support as well, and AVAX is a good long as well. I did have a long which I closed, but I'm looking to get into another one, because I do believe that you have a range here, you have a range low, oops, low, high, low, why not put another high? So you do have like better opportunities compared to Arbitrum or Mina, in my personal opinion. Also, if you take a look at the weekly, it doesn't look that bad, If you take a look at the weekly, it's kind of similar as to FTM. So let me explain quickly. Let me elaborate. So here you have a weekly, test, defended, and the current weekly, if it closes below this weekly, it's gonna get ugly. You're gonna talk about $21 per AVAX, but you still don't have like a weekly close below this one. So whenever I see something like this, it just says like it looks alright, it doesn't look bad. I hope this explains my point of view about some altcoins, and if you have any questions, let me know. The long is looking good, we're printing, we're making money. I'm just gonna monitor my positions quickly, but even for the take profit one, I'm being patient right now with bookings of any profits. The order flow, let's just take a quick look. By the way, if you haven't subscribed for the channel, feel free to do so. But here, as we saw, these net shorts that enter down here, they're getting squeezed right now. Yeah, we look alright. Bitcoin is looking good. I really want Euro to take out the Monday high, to be honest. That's what I wish. That's what I want to see. Bitcoin hasn't taken the New York high, London and Asia, but yeah, I'm just gonna be more patient with whatever happens. But yeah, does anyone has any questions about anything? Ask me in the chat. I'm gonna answer it straight away. Yeah, here we do have a lot of stops from Tuesday as well. So, previous day high, all these stops. We're gonna see how this plays out, guys. But I'm remaining in that long trade, and until we take out this session highs, I'm gonna be more patient with whatever happens. As I said, patience is key. You just gotta be patient with the positions you take. That's all. Yeah, I don't see any questions, so I believe I'm just gonna wrap it up for today. I hope everybody took something positive from that live stream. I hope I helped someone in sharing my opinion. So I wish you all a good day, success in your trading, continue the grind, you're gonna win, just don't quit. That's it for me. Cheers.